If you're a family with kids at home, do you all sit down to regular meals together? That has actually been kind of a thing of the past for a while now, but there's a new awareness that it's very important. Registered dietitian and wife and mom herself, Nina Struess, has some ideas on making that happen and how the kids can help.
Yeah, definitely. I think, so September is Family Meals Month, and so really we're just encouraging families to try and sit down and have one more meal together.
Just one
every
extra
week.
meal.
One extra meal.
If you, whatever it is.
Yeah.
If you can do it at breakfast, probably not lunch, unless it's a weekend, maybe.
Right, maybe, right. And it's going to depend too. Probably evenings for a lot of people right now are crazy. I mean, there's sports, there's extracurriculars, there's always going to be something, but there's a lot of value in eating meals together, especially if you have picky eaters. Picky eaters really benefit from being around other people who are consuming foods that maybe they're not as familiar with.
Yeah.
It's really good academically too for kids. They tend to do better in school. They tend to behave a little bit better as well, not engage in, you know, things like drugs or alcohol and those types of things. And so just being together as a family can be incredibly important.
Your September Seasons magazine.
Yes.
And soon October, which I can't believe, but yeah, October's just around the corner. And so that has that big juicy hamburger on there. And I've been doodling on it on my desk at work here. But yeah, there's some good tips right there. But you have some easy ways, some tips to help make it easier on planning ahead.
Yes, so meal planning is one of the best ways to kind of get ahead of the game and stay on track for the week, especially if you have a very busy schedule. And also right now in the environment that we're in terms of things being a lot more expensive, it's really in your benefit to meal plan or plan out most of your meals throughout the week because it tends to save you money as well.
So here's how you could do it. I mean, so you go, there's that other, it's not this magazine, it's that other thing you guys have that has the coupons in it?
Yeah, so we have that booklet that goes home. You can utilize that for some great starter places.
See what's on sale.
Use the ads, yep. And I like to have things, so check your pantry first, right? Usually when we meal plan, we just kind of willy-nilly it. But check your pantry first, and then go ahead.
I just like action. You know, I just like to peel my apples when I have a chance to do so.
And then you can, well, and actually that's a good place to start too, right? Because we have things that are in season right now. So fall, we're coming into fall. So you can switch up your meal planning game by using produce, fruits and vegetables that are in season in fall.
What are these? What
Those are some potatoes. So anything that's really easy to bring meals together quickly. Frozen vegetables, things that are already chopped for you. Proteins that are already partially cooked or don't take very long to cook, right? You know, you can add chicken sausage to pasta and then have the jar of pasta sauce right then and there. Also sauces too. Those types of things to have on hand and in your pantry to just pull out and add to a meal are really helpful. And I think too, getting the kids involved, like you were peeling the apple there, right? They can be involved in actual tasks in the kitchen, but also in the meal planning as well.
You have some tools that you think are safe for a child to use.
Yes.
Now, you have a list that even as kids as young as 2 could do something. What would you have a 2-year-old do for dinner?
Yes, so they could do a lot of things in terms of like measuring. If they have like measuring cups, they can measure those. Pouring things into containers. Tearing, if you have lettuce, if you're having lettuce or anything that they can tear.
Kids love to tear.
These knives are really nice and safe too. Maybe not necessarily for a 2-year-old, but sometimes you'd be surprised at how little you can use some of those utensils with the right
That's a little
action.
sharp, but it's a good time to train your kids.
Right.
The other thing is you talked about introducing them to new foods.
Yeah.
Like what's an example that you do at home that helps your kid understand, hey, I could maybe try that?
Yeah, so one of the best things you can do is learn about what's in season right now. So for instance, we have squash that's in season right now. Talk to your kid about it, or kids about it. Maybe you go to the grocery store and they pick out their spaghetti squash, right? They get to bring it home, decide, maybe we look up how do you cook it? Because a lot of adults don't even know how to cook things like that. And so you're learning together, you learn how to cook it, you find a recipe to use it in. So for instance, you could do spaghetti squash, cook it up, you could make pasta. Right? Yep. And you could make pasta, so you could serve it with the pasta along with the pasta sauce as well, because that goes really well with spaghetti squash. It gets the kids involved in the whole process. So when they are involved in the whole process, they're more likely to try the end product too.
All right, so what we're going to do with you in our next segment is that we're going to talk about freezer meals. And you have these classes that they're virtual.
Yes.
So I can find out, because you're not saying just go to the freezer department and find, this is stuff you can make yourself.
Right. So basically, they're a substitute for the freezer meal classes we used to have available at Hy-Vee. We have them now available through our dietitians virtually. So you can stock your freezer with about 5 healthy freezer meals that are ready for every month.
Ah, that's a deal, right? Yeah. And you get that on your planner, and then then everybody knows what to expect. Because pretty soon it will be cool enough, you'll want to turn that oven back on.
I know meal planning was probably pretty hard for people
today.
This week.
Not today with 92 plus humidity, right? It's a weird day, but Hy-Vee.com/health. And don't forget your Seasons magazine and the coupon magazine too. Yeah. All right, we'll see you in a little bit. Nina, thank you.